What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Will Powers, in the building for another live stream. And the topic for tonight's live stream is why personal development is important when it comes to women and dating. So, I'm going to try to keep this one fairly short. Sometimes I'll be going really fucking long with these live streams, so I'm going to try to make them a little more concise. However, I do want to cover this in depth so that you can really understand why this is so important and why I'm stressing it, why I'm choosing to do a live stream on it. Okay? Now, it might seem obvious, but there's levels to this shit. So we're going to jump right into it. So why personal development is important when it comes to women and dating. The reason why it is important is because ultimately a woman is going to be always looking at your behavior, always looking at the kind of man you are to determine whether or not you are going to produce offspring that will survive, right? It's all about the woman's offspring surviving. And the way you show her that you are going to reproduce offspring that are going to survive is by showing her that you fall higher up on the social hierarchy. And that doesn't mean necessarily anything to do with looks or money or status in that traditional sense that we're kind of like fed through the media, but more so in terms of, again, the value that you have when it comes to your offspring's survival, right? Because you could be interacting with a woman and show her without any money, without any looks, without any social status, you could show her that you have all of those qualities that demonstrate that you would produce offspring that will definitely survive. And the way you would do that is through your behavior, right? Because that's what actually matters when it comes down to it, not the other shit. You know, someone can be good looking, have money, even fame. Sometimes fame will, like, the thing is, women are attracted to those things, but that's because of what they imply about where you fall on the social hierarchy. However, once that woman is interacting with you, it doesn't matter. She doesn't give a fuck about that stuff if you don't demonstrate the actual qualities that would make her, on an instinctual level, feel like her children are, her offspring are going to survive if she reproduces with you. So, now another reason why I decided to do this live stream is because I saw that Arian had commented in the group that, it's like, don't if you want the woman, then focus on showing her your ability to survive and thrive in life, not on your interest in her anatomy, right? And that's pretty on point. But I also wanted to clarify some things around that, because yes, you do want to focus on showing your ability to survive and thrive in life. That's kind of the essential thing that you need to be showing a woman, because that's what she's going to be judging her level of attraction for you on, based on the things I just told you. However, you can definitely show a woman your interest in her anatomy as well, because the thing is, it's about how you do it. If you show a woman that you're interested in her sexually, and you show sexual confidence, and you demonstrate a high degree of dominance in the way you interact with her, and you show her that basically on the underlying messages of what you're communicating is that other women have responded positively to you in the past, and generally do respond positively to you, then you can be very direct about your sexual interest and your interest in her anatomy, because that's going to turn her on too, because that also implies on these really deep subconscious levels that your children, your offspring, would survive, because you have the ability to actually get a woman and reproduce with her, and you've shown that you generally expect that to go well, because it's gone well in the past, and you're not tentative. You're very confident in how you show that sort of sexual interest in her. So you could do this by, saying something to a woman like, like, God damn, like, you're so damn sexy. I just want to do terribly dirty things to you. Like every time, stop looking at me like that. Like, no, right? You can definitely do that. Absolutely. Like, so you don't only have to like, I don't want you guys to get confused by what Arian said, which is true. You want to be more focusing on showing her your ability to survive and thrive in life. However, that can be really misconstrued pretty easily. Be like, oh, like show her that you have money, show her that you're successful. Yes, those things can help a little bit, but ultimately they will not help if you don't behave a certain way in her presence. So, without going further down that rabbit hole, again, this is why personal development is so important when it comes to women and dating. Because in order to demonstrate the things that you want to be able to demonstrate to her, you've got to develop yourself into the best version of yourself as a man, the most authentic, evolved, attractive, magnetic version of yourself as a man. And the way you do that is by taking action every single day on things that are always going to increase your value. You want your value to be going up every day, right? Because if you don't, the reality is the way the universe works and the kind of the laws of nature work is that if you don't work on yourself every day and you don't continue to develop yourself and focus on your personal development, then the trajectory of your life and of your development won't just maintain where it's at. It most likely will decline. When things are left to their own devices, they just tend to move naturally to the negative. So therefore, your everything about your positioning in life, your development, your state of being, just everything about what your your value as a man, it will decline, it will decrease. And this is what most men do in life, right? It's like men have it very twisted because of the conditioning and the social programming that they've been fed all their lives, which is bullshit, which is that you go to school, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a good job, and then you get the wife and the 2 kids and the picket fence, and then life kind of stops. You get you have your kids or whatever. But the reality is that if you go that route, then it's very, very likely that your development will cease because you stop working on yourself. You stop increasing your value. So then because of that, your value declines. So that's why personal development is so important, because when it comes to women in dating, it's all about your value. It's all about the value that they see in you to be able to produce offspring that are going to survive. And the offspring that are going to survive are going to be coming from a man that has high value because of the way that he's taken care of himself, the way that he's demonstrated his ability to adjust to different things in life, to handle pressure. When he's under pressure, he doesn't buckle. He's able to rise to that occasion. He's able to stay calm. He's able to be proactive and effective and execute on a daily basis on the things that are going to actually get results in life, right? And that's what women are attracted to. Women are attracted to a man who's effective, a man who executes and gets things done. So now again, I want to really make something clear. What's good, Jonathan? What's good, Manny? So I want to make something clear, and what that is that you could have those things. You could be executing, you could be effective, you could be getting results, and you still cannot have results with women because you don't understand their psychology, you don't understand what they respond to, and you don't understand what you would need to demonstrate in your interactions with them. It's about your behavior. So that's really key to understand. But the thing about personal development is that if you're really developing yourself into the highest, best version of yourself as a man, then you're going to more naturally demonstrate the kinds of behaviors that are attractive, because you're going to have strong boundaries. You're going to value your time. You're going to be assertive. There's like so many things that you're going to demonstrate just naturally from working on yourself, unless you're approaching personal development from the wrong standpoint of like where you're not looking at it holistically. You're looking at it more in just like one element. You're compartmentalizing it. or you're not working on it in terms of actually not only developing the the parts of yourself that are going to make you more successful financially, or just your health and your fitness, but like your mentality, the way you think, your mindsets, your spirituality, your philosophy, your principles that you govern your decision making on in your life by, like what is guiding your choices, how do you use your time, all of that stuff is going to show a woman what kind of value that you have. But again, you also have to learn how to actually interact with her in a way that actually sparks attraction. That's the key missing piece that a lot of men don't understand. That's why being good looking and taking really good care of yourself and going to the gym and making a bunch of money and being successful, that stuff can help to a degree, but it will not actually get you results with women in the long run. That's why so many guys are all of that. They're good looking, they're successful. Some are rich, some of them are, they have all their life is together, but they just don't understand women, and they don't understand what's actually necessary to demonstrate attractive qualities that a woman is going to feel like, oh, okay, like I'm just drawn to this man. This man turns me on. This man has everything that I want. So that's kind of the crux of it. I'll touch on one other little piece of this, and then we'll call it for the night. It's really also, this is why it's so important, because what personal development a lot of times turns into, if you follow that path, is finding your purpose. And then when you find your purpose, you're so driven and focused and ambitious around your purpose that you become obsessed with it, and it's just something that drives you on a deep level. And what that does is that makes you a lot less needy when it comes to women, because you understand that women are not your priority, and that they're not the main thing you're focusing your attention and energy on. And your purpose comes before all else, including women. And because of that, you are actually happy and kind of fulfilled without a woman. And then because of that, you're whole already, you're happy already, and that's going to radiate from you. And so the women are going to be drawn to you, and you're also, again, going to have better boundaries, all these different things, because your purpose is so much more important. You're never going to get sidetracked or distracted from that, because that is the thing that you're focused on. And so when you really have a purpose like that, and I mean on a level where it's like you really know this is what you're supposed to do, and you love to do it, and you're passionate about it, and you just want to do it all day, every day, that fills whatever void that most guys want a woman to fill. And so because of that, you are going to feel much more kind of like secure within yourself, and much more like you're filling your own cup. You don't need someone else to fill your cup. So because of that, you're not going to be needy. So even if you're talking to, maybe you're not dating a bunch of girls, maybe you're just dating one girl, but you don't get needy with that girl because you're focused on your purpose. So she's not the main thing in your mind. You're not too fucking worried about it. And what that's going to do is actually keep her really attracted and keep her wanting more of your time, and to win you over, so that you show that she can have more of you. But, and that's where, game comes in, with understanding how to really navigate all those situations, and how to act when you're with her, what to do when you're on dates, what to do, in the bedroom, how to manage the relationship, all of those things. And if you don't understand those things, you only have one piece of the puzzle with personal development. But if you don't do personal development, then you're really at a disadvantage. And if you don't have a purpose that you're focused on, then you're really at a disadvantage. So because of that, it's going to be much, much more of an uphill battle to truly be able to attract and keep the kind of women you truly desire, because of the fact that you're not filling your cup already, and you don't have your purpose that keeps you focused and grounded, and it takes away the neediness of needing to have this other person, a woman, to like try to cover up whatever's lacking in you, or you fill that void within you, and make you feel full, or okay about yourself. You don't need that shit. Your purpose and your personal development makes you feel that. So because of that, it's just going to make it much more easy to attract women once you actually learn game and apply that shit. Again, you definitely need to learn game. That's really important. But ultimately, that will help you so much. You're setting yourself up for success and making it so much easier for yourself if you really are on a path of personal development outside of women and dating. And you really understand that, like, ultimately your goal isn't women. Your goal is to really develop yourself into the best, most evolved, highest, most self-actualized, self-realized version of yourself. And when you're on that kind of path, then women are just they come second to that, but it's going to become so much easier to bring them into your life. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, you just want to really always be focusing on growing and evolving. And when you do that, your life is just going to feel so much more full, and you're going to feel so much more like your value is increasing. And as your value increases up and up and up and up, then you're just going to have more options with women, and you're just going to feel more abundant. And then when you learn game and you actually start to bring women in your life, as you get older and older and older, it's just going to get better and better and better, instead of declining and getting worse and worse and worse and worse, or getting stuck in an unhappy relationship or an unhappy marriage and settling for mediocrity with your job, with your, with everything else, because that you have so much more potential, and you're stepping fully into that potential, and you're not buying into that mainstream narrative that you've been fed, or life in your mid-30s kind of stops, like your development stops. Like, no, never stops. So and true alpha males, they're not going to do that. They're not going to settle for those types of lives where they just kind of settle for mediocrity with women or with their career or anything else. It's like you gotta be hell bent on creating the life that you really fucking want. And women are a part of that, but they're not the whole thing. But you got to be really clear about what you want so you can create all of that. And that's where all of these elements of personal development become so important, and having a purpose becomes so important. So with all that being said, I actually did just release my first digital program, which is a short but very packed with value program about what women want and how to become irresistible to women. So you guys definitely can get your hands on that on Eventbrite. What I will do is I will leave the link in the description of this live stream, so you can go ahead and check that out. And I'm excited to present that for you guys, so you guys can actually get your hands on that and begin this journey of really transforming yourself into the most attractive man you could possibly be. And you'll check it out. Check out the Eventbrite page. You can read the description. It'll tell you everything that's in there. What I really am proud of about this particular program and this course is that there's missions. There's concrete missions and bonus missions for everything in the course, for you to really put it into action and execute and really get results. Because that's, without it, it's just information, it's just theory. So yeah, and then I'll have an even more developed version of it for Udemy in the near future as well. But if you don't want to wait for that, I will go ahead and jump on this one now, because all the value's in there, and there's no reason to wait, no reason to hesitate. So yeah, man, I will leave that shit in the link in the description. Other than that, make sure that you give this a thumbs up if you got value from it. And comment down below your biggest takeaway from this live stream, what you're going to apply to your life that you learned in here, and suggestions for future live streams that you want me to do, or questions about any of this, and all the above. All right, y'all. So until next time, Will Powers signing off. Peace. And go fucking crush it with your personal development. All right.